So on the shadow IT side, we're really talking about a combination of supply chain and just lack of awareness, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
if we had really good security for just random stuff that we bought,
Yeah.
it might not be as much of a deal. What's your theory on supply chain these days, especially in light of SolarWinds?
Yeah. So, as you know, supply chain is not new, but it's taken on new meaning in the wake of SolarWinds, and I think there's this renewed or reinvigorated kind of realization that it's not just about hardware. It's also about software, and by the way, software might be a bigger deal than the hardware. So we're having lots of conversations with organizations, industrial and otherwise, about supply chain cyber risk, third-party risk management, and it's instigating this exercise for a lot of organizations to just kind of hit the reset button and say, we need to take inventory of all our suppliers, hardware and software, and B, we need to risk rank them. And that's, by the way, not an exercise that can happen, independent of the rest of the organization, right? And this is where we're driving the conversation with CISOs and CIOs is, you could shoot for maturity targets all day, and you can increase your maturity on third-party risk management year over year. But unless you incorporate the rest of the business and you're basing it or anchoring it on a true risk appetite, then you're not really getting to the answer, right? So we're using third-party risk as a perfect example to really take a step back. Now that a lot of organizations are hopefully done with kind of the fire drill of responding to SolarWinds, saying, okay, let's take a holistic view at third-party risk management. Let's bring in hardware and software, but let's do it in the context of enterprise risk and actually come up with a risk ranking of all our vendors, and apply controls accordingly, because everything's not critical, and you can't apply, the most robust controls to every single vendor. So that's kind of the framework that we're using, or that we're basing our conversations on. And frankly, I think that's where the more mature organizations are going with third-party risk. And the interesting thing about it is it's now incorporating the vendors themselves more than ever, right? Which, maybe pre-SolarWinds, it was just kind of a questionnaire you threw over the fence, got it back a couple of weeks later and checked the box. Not sure if the vendors are liking this, but the buyers are absolutely taking a second look at those questionnaires and being a little more thoughtful.